In this video, we're going to be talking through how to figure out how many milliliters of strong acid are required to reach the equivalence point, and what is the pH of the equivalence point when a 100 milliliter sample of 0.175 molar weak base is titrated with 0.190 molar nitric acid, which is a strong acid. So let's start with this first question. How many milliliters are required to reach the equivalence point? So at the equivalence point, what this means is that the moles of strong acid, in this case, remember our strong acid is this HNO3, is going to be equal to the moles of weak base. And our weak base in this case is CH3NH2. So let's start by figuring out how many moles of weak base we have. So if we look up here, we know that we have 100 milliliters of 0.17 moles per liter weak base. So let's see if we can't use those two pieces of information to figure out how many moles we have of weak base. So let's start by converting 100 milliliters to liters. So milliliters are gone. Now that we're in liters, we know that molarity is really moles divided by liters. So let's multiply by our molarity. So this will be 0.175 moles over 1 liter. And now if we plug all this into our calculator, we should get 0.0175 moles. And this is our moles of weak base present, but at the equivalence point, this is also how many moles we need to be present of strong acid, which is our HNO3+. So this will also be how much HNO3 we have, or strong acid. So now, if we look over at our strong acid, we know that we have 0.19 molarity, or moles per liter, of HNO3. So how many liters, and then milliliters, will we need of HNO3 to give us 0.0175 moles? So let's go 0.0175 moles of HNO3. This time we want to divide by the molarity, so we'll have 1 liter over 0.190 moles. So that's going to cancel out the moles and leave us in liters. But this asks how many milliliters. Let's go ahead and convert to milliliters. So now we're in milliliters. Plug all this into our calculator. And we should get 92.1 milliliters required of our strong acid in order to reach the equivalence point. So this is how much HNO3 we'll be adding to our weak base in order to get to our equivalence point. So the next part of this question asks, what is the pH? So what is the pH at the equivalence point? So let's go ahead and start with our first reaction here. Our first reaction that's occurring is we have this weak base. We'll go ahead and write it all out. CH3, NH2, which is aqueous, plus strong acid. We're going to go ahead and call our strong acid as H3O+. That way we don't have to deal with any spectator ions. And that's going to form water. And the conjugate acid, so this will be CH3NH3+, so that CH3NH2 is going to gain an H+ from the acid. This will also be aqueous. So we want to do this ice table. This ice table we're going to do in moles because the volume is changing. We have a solution of CH3NH2 and we're adding 92.1 milliliters of strong acid. So we've already done our mole calculations. We know that we start with 0.0175 moles of weak base, and then we add 0.0175 moles of strong acid. And we don't start with any of our conjugate acid. Because there's no limiting reactant in this reaction, so we look at our reactants, we have equal amounts of both. Both of these will be completely used up. So this is going to be a complete neutralization. So we'll use up all the moles of both reactants, which gives us a change of 0.0175 moles on the other side. And this is going to leave us with 0.0175 moles of our conjugate acid in water. So that's all we're left with is conjugate acid in water. However, we know that a weak acid in water will start to dissociate into H3O plus and its conjugate base. So because we're at the equivalence point, and this is all we have left, is this conjugate acid, which is really weak, we're going to have a second ice table. So this is what happens at the equivalence point when one of our components is weak. So this reaction on the other side, we're going to have our weak conjugate acid, CH3, NH3 plus. It's only left with water, so that's all it can react with is the water around it. And when that happens, acids donate H plus, they give up. So we'll have H3O plus formed, and we'll get back our original base, CH3NH2. So if you'll notice, this reaction, our second reaction for our second ice table, is the exact reverse of the reaction for our first ice table. The other big difference here is we're going to switch back to molarity, and the reason for that is we're done changing volumes. We've already added all the solutions together, and now we're simply waiting for this second equilibrium to happen. So we want to convert everything back to molarity. So if we go up to our first ice table, in our first ice table, we noticed that we had 0.175 moles of our CH3 NH3 plus left over. We want to convert that to molarity. So remember, we had how many milliliters? We had 100 milliliters of weak base. We added 92.1 milliliters. So that means we have 192.1 milliliters, or 0.1921 liters present at this point once we've added both solutions together. So let's go ahead and do that division to figure out what our concentration is. So that'll give us a concentration of 0.091. 0.091. We'll go ahead and do one more significant digit, so that'll give us a second one. So this is our initial concentration. Is that right? Yes, our initial concentration of our weak conjugate acid here. We will start with no product. Because this is a weak acid dissociating in water, we don't know how much dissociation will happen. So arbitrary changes we'll just call X. We'll finish filling in our ice table. And so now we have weak acid dissociating water. We want to solve for X. We need to know what is the Ka value for this acid. We scroll up to the top, we'll see that we were given a Kb for the corresponding base. So we need to convert Kb to Ka. So remember that Ka is equal to Kw divided by Kb. Kw is 1 times 10 to the negative 14. And our Kb that we were given is 3.7 times 10 to the minus 4. So let's go ahead and do this division in our calculator. All right, we'll get 2.70 times 10 to the minus 11. So that's our Ka value. So we're going to set Ka equal to our products, which is just x times x, or x squared, divided by our reactant, which is 0.0911 minus x. But because our Ka is so much smaller than 0.09, we're going to neglect that minus x. That x value is going to be really small. So we're going to pretend that that minus x is not there. We'll go ahead and solve for x by multiplying by 0.0911 and then taking the square root. And that's going to give us an x value of 1.57 times 10 to the minus 6, and this is in units of molarity because our ice table was in units of molarity. All right, so we have 1.57 times 10 to the minus 6 molarity, and this molarity corresponds to the amount of H3O plus present, or strong acid present. So we're going to use that to figure out pH, because pH is going to be the negative log of H3O plus concentration, or the negative log of 1.57 times 10 to the minus 6, which gives us a pH of 5.80.